Welcome to our Vinyasa Slow Flow tonight. I'm really glad to have you here. We're going to be moving all parts of the body. As always, remember to connect your breath with the movement. And if you need to take a step back, move into child's pose, or take any kind of modification that allows you to get as much good out of the practice as you can, then please always do this. I always say this is your practice. I'm just here to guide you and to offer recommendations. So let's go ahead and begin. Tonight we're going to begin in Sukhasana. We'll stand up fairly quickly, but I do want to do just a little bit of opening stretches here in Sukhasana. So we're going to begin just by bringing the hands to the knees. I'm just going to pause this for a moment. And in my newsletter this week, I talked about the act of arriving. So I really want us to take a solid minute or two and undergo the transformation that is arriving on the mat. So Sukhasana is a really nice pose to start with because this is the meditation pose. And so just start by bringing your awareness to your seat and the parts of the body that are connecting to Mother Earth. See if you can visualize the areas that your body is connecting to and what's underneath, what you are connecting to. So obviously you're sitting on your mat, and under that is the floor of probably your home. And under your floor is probably a man-made foundation. But then under that, begin to feel the connection to the mantle of the earth. And there's an energy flow that begins in the center of the earth. And this energy flow pulls us in and down and keeps us weighted, rooted, grounded. So as you listen to your breath and just start to relax through your limbs, see if you can bring awareness to that connection going all the way down deep into the earth. Focusing on this connection helps you to arrive right here in this space. And this is the space where you can hold yourself and your practice for the next hour, where it's just you and your heart and mind alone. So take another deep breath. Feel it come all the way in through your nostrils, travel down through the throat, eventually come all the way down into the belly, past the diaphragm. As you exhale, release that breath. Let your shoulders relax. Let it all the way out. Now begin to open your eyes. Bring yourself back to your awareness of your space. And let's begin our practice. So let's draw the arms out, up, and overhead. Reach the palms together, lightly touch them. Turn the palms away and bring them down and clear that space. Inhale, draw the arms up and forward. Palms are up, reaching, ready to receive. Exhale, palms down, bring them down in front. Go ahead and take your hands behind your hips and uncross your legs. So bring them out in a nice wide fashion. And then just bring your weight slightly into the hands behind you. We're just going to start to windshield wiper the legs back and forth. Just opening up those hips a little bit. Nice and slow. Just notice if you feel anything that already offers you the idea that there's some tightness there. And then on your next time over to the left, let's pause there for a moment. Take a breath in. Inhale, bring the legs over to the right. Might be on the opposite side for you because I didn't mirror image that cue. Just feel that hip start to open up. And then back to center. Come on back up. And this time we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, coming into Baddha Konasana or bound angle pose. So bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees come out to the side, but do push down through those sits bones and feel your energy come up the spine. Lift and lengthen through the spine. Almost imagine that you're creating space in between each of the vertebrae, like those stacked vertebrae. You're lifting each one up, creating more space, more blood flow, more room for your energy. And then from this bound angle, we're going to start to reach forward, just folding forward slightly. You don't have to come all the way down, but just start to feel where your edge is. Your hips are likely, probably pretty tight since we haven't done any sort of opening yet. So just pause at the edge of that tightness. Breathe into it. Maybe allow yourself to come down a little bit more if you feel that there's room. Move slowly and mindfully. One more breath here. All right, and come on up. Bring those hands back behind you again. Bring your feet apart. Windshield wiper the legs once again. Create some movement. Get that blood flow going all around those joints. And then we're going to take the legs from here. We're going to keep our seated position, but we're going to bring the legs out wide. So this is a wide-legged seated position, also known as Upavista Konasana. Once again, ground down through the sits bones. This time we'll take left hand or right hand to you, right hand on right shin. Left arm is going to reach up. We're going to extend and open up the side body and then fold over, sliding that right hand down as you go. Roll the left shoulder back and gaze up at the ceiling. 3 breaths here. Flex your feet and you'll get a little bit more stretch coming through the hamstrings. 1 more breath. Inhale, come up. This time left hand to left shin. Right arm reaches up over the ear. Stretch first, open up, and then start your slide and your fold. If you can, slightly gaze up underneath your right armpit and gaze up toward the ceiling. Roll that right shoulder back. Press it back ever so gently. Breathe and release. Inhale, come all the way back up. We're going to bring the arms out and forward, thumbs are up. You're going to cross the left arm over the right, right forearm comes up, and then start to gently pull your arm over to the right. So just feel that stretch along the back body, the shoulder blades, the scapula opening up here. Keeping your body facing straight toward the front and only bringing the emphasis on the arm and shoulder. One more breath here. Inhale, come back, arms start back in the center. This time right arm crosses over left, left forearm comes up. Inhale, and then exhale, draw that right arm over to the left. Nice big breath here. We're going to keep that breath work going through the whole practice tonight. Moving energy, prana through the body, that life force. All right, bring those arms back in the center and let's just roll the shoulders around a couple times. Make sure they feel nice and open, and then roll them the other way. Mine have a couple of pops and clicks. Yours might too. All right, come back around. Let's get those legs around. We're going to come up and just come on up to the front of the mat. We're going to come into a standing position, Tadasana. So in our Tadasana, we want to take a look down at our feet. Plant all 10 toes and see if you can spread those toes wide. But then make sure that the outer edges of the feet are parallel to the outside of the mat. Sometimes this means you may internally rotate your thighs just slightly to bring the heels out. Oftentimes it feels like that's a little bit pigeon-toed when we make that correction. But what this does is it brings the energy into the core center, so right down that plumb line of the body. All right, we're locking down those feet. We're going to bring the energy up the legs, feel the core engage, lengthen your tailbone down to the mat. Inhale up, draw the arms up and straight overhead. Nice deep breath. And then exhale, we're going to swan dive forward, hinging from the hip crease, bringing the head down, down, down. Your hands can reach toward the blocks or the mat. Knees can be soft. Inhale, coming up to a flat back. And then exhale, forward fold once again. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms are going to reach up and over, Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, this time hands are coming around to the back side of the body. We're going to interlace those fingers. Roll each of the shoulders back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Slightly bring your hands off the back side. As you inhale, lift up. As you exhale, we're just going to come to a flat back. We're not folding all the way forward. So we're going to stop when the back is flat. You're going to feel the crown of the head reaching forward. You're going to press those knuckles toward the back of the mat. Take a breath here. Release the hands down. You can unclasp the hands, bring them up and overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale and forward fold. From our forward fold, we're going to heel toe the feet now out to a little wider than hip distance. You're going to bend your left knee. Your left hand is going to reach over and grasp the outside of your right ankle or shin. Right hand comes into a T off the shoulder. Crown of the head is reaching forward and then fold it down. Inhale. Now you're going to rotate the heart to the right, lifting and reaching those fingertips up to the ceiling. Left leg is nice and bent. Left shoulder is dropping down. Breathe here. Feel this stretch all along the right IT band. You might even feel that all the way back in the lower back. One more breath. Unwind that right hand, bring it down. Then we're going to bend the right knee. Left leg is straight. Right hand reaches over to the left ankle or shin. Left arm comes into a T off the shoulder. Lengthen through your spine, reach it up and forward, and then fold the head down. So your right knee is nicely bent, right shoulder dropping down. Inhale, bring the heart over to the left, and then lift that left arm straight up, fingers reaching skyward. Breathe deeply here. Arriving in your practice. Unwind that left hand, bring both hands down. Inhale, come up to a flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, both arms come up and overhead, and then exhale, hands come to heart. Bring your feet back to hip distance apart. We're going to move through a nice slow sun salutation A to begin. So let's inhale, arms come up, straight overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slide the hands to the shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, forward fold. Inhale, step back to a plank. We're going to drop the knees and then slowly lower the front part of the body with control all the way down. Eventually coming down to a prone position and then inhaling up into a little back bend cobra. Exhale, bring the body back down. Inhale, press yourself up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, walk the feet forward, come to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, lift up. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, this time slight back bend. Upward facing hands on your inhalation. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Halfway through, step back to plank. Exhale, we're going to lower the body. You can choose to do a full chaturanga or drop the knees. It's always your choice. As you come down, we're going to press up into a cobra. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. Walk up to the front of the mat again. As you arrive, you're going to fully exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhaling, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, root down through those feet. Feel your grounding presence, but rise up through the fingers. Lift and lengthen, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, slight back bend. Upward facing hands, and then hands down by your side. Take one breath in Tadasana. We're going to do a different little movement here. This is something called drinking bird, and I've only done this maybe one other time. It's not hard, but I just want you to know where we're going. So what we're going to do is come on up to a toe balance to begin. Bring your arms straight up. Engage your core. Really draw the navel in and feel that navel reaching for the spine. So your heels are lifted. Your core is steady. And then from this, we're going to try to stay up on, to keep the heels up off the mat. And we're going to bend the knees and we're going to come forward with the arms. And you're going into what looks like a swimmer's dive position. So it's as if you're about to dive into the water. Your heels are up, arms are reaching back, and then we're going to bring those arms forward. The trick and the hard part here is staying up off of the mat, so keeping your heels up. All right, then you come all the way back up. We're going to do that again. Tip forward. Again, this is called drinking bird, so you can imagine a beautiful bird coming to a pond. And then slowly we bring those arms back up. And then the next time we're going to bring the heels all the way down, but we're going to sit down into a chair pose. So in our chair, we're sitting down. We're reaching down with the tailbone lengthening down toward the mat. Our core is engaged, inner thighs reaching and strong. One more breath here in your chair, Utkatasana. And then inhale, reach those arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Release out that breath. Inhale, nice and deep, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and forward fold. All right, from our forward fold, we're going to keep the hands. Again, you can always use those blocks. I don't always use them, but they're always there. We're going to keep the hands down. We're going to bring the toes to point them out, and heels are in. And then you're just going to start to bend your knees. You're going to bring your support into the hands. Come on down into a squat, Malasana or garland pose. So in our Malasana, and once again, we're lengthening through the spine, always feeling that tailbone lengthen down toward the mat. Heart is lifted. Your feet are flat, if they can be. I'll turn to face you so you can see the posture a little bit better. It's a little bit more like a frog's pose. So your feet are flat if they can, or if you need to be up on the toes, if that makes it more accessible to you, then you can always do that as well. Take a breath here. Turn back toward the front. We're bringing the elbows right inside the knees, pressing them away. My palms are together. And then bring your hands back down to the mat. Press down into the hands and step back, downward facing dog. Nice long downward dog. Tailbone reaching up, hips reaching for the ceiling. Externally rotate your biceps so that your shoulder blades slide down the sides and back of the body. All right, from downward facing dog, we're going to bring the right foot forward between the hands for a low runner's lunge. Lift up through the back of the left thigh. Feel your core engage. Come up to fingertips if you can. See if perhaps you can even let go of the mat. That's how you'll know if that core is doing the work. All right, so from your lunge, we're going to place the left hand down. Right arm is going to sweep out to the side. Lift it up for a twist. Exhale, right hand slides down underneath the right thigh. Sweep it up. Exhale, sweep down. Inhale, sweep up. One more time, up and down. Use that breath. And then bring it up. And this time bring it down on the right side of your right foot. Drop the left knee. Uncurl the toes. Lift up. Arms reach up north and south. Fingers reaching toward the stars. Anjaneyasana, take a little crescent back bend if you wish. Exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat. Lift the left knee up. So from here, we're going to probably grab our blocks because we're moving from a low lunge to Parsvottanasana or pyramid. I like to use blocks in pyramid. So let's bring the hands on the blocks. Hopefully you have them. And what we're going to do is just hop the left foot forward a few inches, and then we're going to straighten the right leg. So coming into pyramid, you can see this nice triangular shape I have going. My back is flat. Crown of the head is reaching forward. Press back through your right hip and draw your left hip forward. If you need to, you can bring the stance a little bit shorter. You can bring that left foot up just a little bit more. Take a breath here. One more. And then we're going to take our blocks. We're going to shift forward into a supported warrior 3 or a standing splits, however you want to think about it. So with your hands on the blocks, we're going to slightly soften the right knee. We're going to bring the weight into the right foot, lift the left leg up, press that left leg back toward the back of the mat, and maybe forward fold over your right leg. Slowly, with control, bring that left foot down into a full forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms reach up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. We're going to come into that Malasana squat once again. So you're just going to bring your toes out, and then you're going to bend your knees, allow your backside to come all the way down. If you can, bring your feet flat. Arms come in between, hands are together. Lengthen down through your tailbone. Lift your heart. Take a breath. This is really good for the pelvic region. It's great for digestion. We don't do Malasana nearly enough. So we're going to marinate in it for another breath. The next exhalation, go ahead and bring your hands back down. That way you can bend your knees back up, press back, downward facing dog once again. Really see if you can find the length in your dog. And from our downward dog, we're going to bring the left foot forward this time between the hands. So we're back to our runner's lunge, lengthening through the right leg, lift up through the back of the right thigh. Once again, come on up to fingertips. See if your core is doing the work. Do a little test and see if you can let go. All right, bring the right hand back down to the mat. Weight goes into the right palm, left arm sweeps out and up. Rotate your heart, come into your twist. Exhale, left hand sweeps down and underneath the thigh. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, sweep down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, left hand comes all the way down to the mat. Drop the right knee, uncurl the toes, lift up on Vinyasa, low crescent lunge. Maybe come into your back bend. Exhale, bring hands back down to the mat. We're going to lift up with that right leg again. Runner's lunge. Position your blocks in place. Hop that right foot forward. And then straighten the left leg. Coming back into pyramid once again. Really reach your heart and the crown of the head forward. Press your left hip back, draw your right hip forward. Breathe here. From our pyramid, we're going to transition to standing splits once again. So we're going to shift the weight forward, keep your hands on the blocks. Soften your left knee, lift the right leg up off of the mat. Press back through the heel to start. And then if you're ready, you can fold over your left leg. All right, with control, bring that right foot down next to the left. Come into forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen through your spine. Exhale and fold. Press down through your feet, come all the way up. Arms are going to reach up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. All right, come all the way up. We're going to come up to Tadasana once again. Start with your hands at your heart. We're going to step back with the left foot and come into a warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. So dipping into that front right knee, knee and ankle are tracking, opening our hips toward the left side of the mat. Arms reach out, but make sure you really feel your strength coming up through the back left leg. Lift your heart, but drop your shoulders down. One more breath here in warrior two. Give it a chance to feel your posture. Feel where you are needing strength, where you might need an adjustment. And then bring your palms straight up. Left hand comes to the top of the left thigh. Right arm is going to reach up. Open the side body. Arm comes over the ear. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, palms up, exalted warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten the front right knee. Take the right hand, reach out over your front toes, reach, 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 and then windmill those arms down. Bring your right hand to your right shin. You can always grab a block. Place that hand on the block. Feel the opening here in the heart. The hips are nice and open. Your feet are grounded. Strong, beautiful triangle. All right, from your triangle, we're going to take that left hand back, down. We're going to keep the legs where they are for the moment. I want you to reach for that other block. Place one block on either side of your right foot. Your heart is now positioned facing downward. Step that left foot forward. And make sure that there's a little bit of space between each foot. So instead of standing on a tightrope, as we are in triangle, we're now more like on train tracks for pyramid. So once again, we're finding ourselves in pyramid pose. We're going to pause here, press that right hip back. Boy, when we make that correction, pressing the right hip back and the left forward, it makes a world of difference in the sensation down the right leg. All right, bring the left foot forward this time. Release the blocks or hold them if you like. Come into forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms are going to reach up and over. Hands come down by the sides. Take a breath in mountain pose. All right, bring the hands back up. We're going to step back into warrior two now on the other side. Dip into that leg. Take your time. Build that foundation from the ground up. Think about that connection going all the way under your feet, just as we did when we started. Lift your heart. Drop your shoulders. Your gaze is over your left middle finger. Breathe. Feel this posture in your body. Take the time to really let it marinate and feel what it's doing. And then we're going to drop the right hand to the right thigh. Left palm comes up. Reach up and over the ear. Exalted warrior. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten the front knee. Reach out over the front left feet. Reach, 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 and then windmill your left arm down. Right arm comes up. Left hand reaches for your shin, your ankle, or a block. Coming back into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Pause here. And then unwind. Bring the right hand back around to the front. Reach for those blocks. Place them on either side of the foot. Hop the right foot forward. Again, make sure that there's a little space between your legs. You're on train tracks again. And make that correction. Left hip comes back this time. Right hip presses forward. Nice deep breath. We're going to have some open legs, some strong open legs by the time this practice is done. One more breath. And then we're just going to step the right foot forward and forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, this time come all the way up. Arms reach up and over. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a grateful breath in mountain pose. All right, I'm going to take one little water break. My throat is still dry from having that cold last week, so it's a little gravelly. Feel free to take a water break if you need one. All right, we're going to begin our next sequence, bringing the arms up and over, hands down to the heart, and then we're going to start with a warrior three. So lifting up the left leg, kickstand that left leg back, hands are at the heart, and we're going to tilt forward, lifting the left leg. Now, if you need to steady yourself with the wall or even with blocks in more of a supported warrior three, always feel free to do so. And then begin to come back up, bring that left leg forward and down. You're going to immediately take that left leg. We're going to keep our standing balance, bringing the left leg up, moving into tree pose. So the left leg comes above or below the right knee. Arms reach up. Find your focus point. Breathe here. Core is strong. Beautiful, graceful tree. One more breath. And then bring that left leg down. We're going to fold forward immediately, hands down to the mat. Left leg is going to step back, low runner's lunge. Walk your hands over to the left side of the mat. Pivot on the right foot so that the feet are now parallel to the ends of your mat. And we're going to do a wide leg forward fold, Prasrita Padottanasana. Let the head just hang down. Inhale, come up to fingertips and lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale and fold. Walk the hands around to the left. So we're going to pivot on the left foot And you're going to come into a low runner's lunge now facing the back of your mat. Hopefully, I don't know if you need your blocks for this. If you do, take a moment, reposition, and bring them back over. It's always an option. From the low runner's lunge, we're then going to bring the right foot forward, come into forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen through the spine. Exhale and fold. Hands down, bring your right foot back, low runner's lunge again. Walk the hands around, coming back into that wide leg fold. And then on the next breath, go ahead and walk them all the way back around to the front. Low runner's lunge once again. We're going to step the left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. As you come up, we're going to lift the heels up. Come back into that toe balance. Lengthen through the body. And exhale, see if you can do that drinking bird once again. So hands come forward and then they come behind the body and your head comes down, tipping as if you're going to dive into the pool. Inhale with control. Keep those heels up if you can, all the way up back to toe balance. And then heels down. Arms come by your side. Take a breath into Tadasana. All right. We're going to begin now with the Warrior 3 on the other side. So we were balancing on the right leg last time. We're going to balance on the left. So bring your support into the left leg. Right leg kickstands back. We're going to start with the hands at the heart and simply tilt forward, hinging at your hips, trying to come to a flat back, but if you don't come all the way to a flat back, it's okay. If you need to keep a little bend in that left knee for support, then that's fine too. One more breath. And then start to come up and forward. We're going to go immediately into tree pose. So stay on that balancing leg. Right foot comes above or below the left knee. Arms come up as you're ready. Vrksasana tree pose. Find that focus point, your drishti. Stay balanced, stay centered. Your core holds you strong, just like a tree trunk. And then release down, right foot comes down. Arms going to come up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to step the right foot back, low runner's lunge. Walk the hands around to the side. Come into wide leg forward fold. Bend the elbows back and release the head down. Inhale, come up to fingertips. Exhale and fold. Once again, come up to fingertips. Exhale and fold. Walk the hands around to the back of the mat. We're going to just do exactly what we did before. Dip into that right knee, come back into runner's lunge. And then immediately bring the left foot forward. Forward fold. Inhale, lift up. Arms reach up and over. Exhale, swan dive forward. Forward fold. This time step the left foot back, coming back into that low lunge. Walk the hands around to the left. Pivot on your feet, wide leg forward fold. Allow the head to drop down. And then inhale, walk your hands back around to the front. Come back into low runner's lunge. Slide the right foot forward, forward fold. All right, we're going to go into that little drinking bird diving pose once again. So we're going to rise up Arms are gonna reach up and overhead, and we're gonna come all the way up. Bring those heels up if you can. Lengthen, lock down your core, and then start to bend your knees. Slowly with control, arms come down, reach behind your body. Imagine if there was a huge pond or a huge river that you're about to jump into. Maybe you're one of those cliff divers. I can't imagine doing that. And then inhale, bring those hands back up. See if you can keep the heels up. All the way up. And release the heels down. Bring hands to heart. And then by your side. All right, we're going to start to flow on down. So let's go ahead. One last time, reach up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Step back, downward facing dog. Come on forward, come down to your knees. And then eventually to your seat. Gonna swing those legs around. And we're gonna do a nice little twist before we roll all the way down. Coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana. So we're gonna first take the left foot and I'm gonna bring it, I'm gonna bend the knee and bring that left foot right here next to my right thigh. Right leg stays forward, knee is bent. And the right foot can come in front of your knee, or if you have more flexibility in your hips, that foot can cross over the knee. So my right foot is actually over on the left side of my mat. Hopefully, maybe it looks better if I sit this way. All right, so get the idea. So with the legs in that position, center yourself down with your sits bones. We're going to take left arm. First, we're just going to reach it around the right knee. Right hand is going to come behind the body. So this helps provide your leverage for the twist. But before you start twisting, I want you to think about drawing the energy up. So your spine gets elongated. You're creating that space between the vertebrae again. This allows you the space to move. So let's take a breath in. And then start to twist your belly to the right. You can begin looking over your right shoulder. Stop when you feel resistance. Breathe into that space. And then if you like, you can stay here, or you can take that left arm and bring the elbow to the outside of the right knee or thigh. So that's a little bit more intense on the twist. If you do this, then your hand is up. And then just continue breathing into this twist. We're going to stay here for a couple more breaths. This is a great way to wring out your internal organs. It really releases a lot of toxins, a lot of fluid. It's another great reason why drinking a lot of water after your yoga really is extremely beneficial, because we're going to flush all that stuff away. Unwind and come back to center. Set it up for the other side. So left foot now comes down on the mat right foot comes next to left hip. Lefts and rights are so hard sometimes. Left foot comes on the outside of the right knee, or it can be in front. If you don't have the flexibility to cross it all the way over, no worries. Just bring it where it can be nice and stable. Draw the energy up, open up that space. Right arm reaches around left knee to begin. Left hand comes behind the small of the back. Press down through the hand, lift up, and then begin your twist with the belly. So think about moving the belly muscles and everything that's inside the belly first, and then eventually moving your shoulders and maybe your neck. The neck always comes last. See if you can find some sense of relaxation and ease. Soften where you can. And then if you want to, you can take that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh and deepen your twist. Two more full breaths here. Slowly unwind, release everything. Uncross those legs. And let's go ahead and lay all the way down. We have earned a little rest. It was a nice moving practice. I hope that felt good to you. But we're just gonna come down on the back. Hug the knees into the chest for a moment. Bring the feet up, soles of the feet up to the sky. Just come into a nice, sweet, happy baby for a couple of rocks back and forth. Feet down. It is time for Shavasana. Feel free to use whatever supports, bolster, anything that you'd like, blanket. Or you can just lay out in a completely neutral Shavasana pose. Shape you assume. See if you can release and relax the body and melt down into your mat. Bring your awareness back to the earth connection. Imagine the miles and miles and miles of earth directly underneath you, supporting you, giving you a firm foundation. To allow your thoughts to come back, see if you can just hold on to focus on breath just these few minutes. prepare yourself to arrive back in your space on the mat, inhabiting your rest.